This video is about how to find the greatest common factor. So that stands for GCF, right? So that's the greatest common factor. So I believe these two words are easy to identify, right? So the greatest of all time. So this is a simple example here. We will come to that. But if you ask you to pick the greatest number among these two things here, we have an 18 and a 24. For sure, this is going to be the greatest number. Is that okay? So common, that is another word. Common means that something that they have in similar, right? So similarity between the two of them. And then the factor is also another word. If you're already on this channel, you know what it means, these things means here. But if you are new here and then you gain some value at the end of this video, make sure that you also subscribe so that you don't miss any content like this. Now here's the key, here's the thing here. Assuming you have an 18 years, so this is just for a scenario understanding purpose, right? Okay, you have an 18 years phone in the market, so you may guess that type of phone if you've ever seen this phone before. And then you have a 24 years computer in the market, right? So those are the two things that you want to find the greatest common factor among the two of them. So what I mean by that is that the time this phone was released into the market, assuming so after 2 years, maybe after 2 years of manufacturing, right? So if the phone was manufactured in the year, let's say 1980, so just for understanding, so after 2 years, which is going to be 1982, that phone was the best in the market. Is that okay? Assuming, right, that phone was the best in the market. So what about this on this computer? At the time it was released, let's say the same scenario here with the same years, this computer was released in the year 1974 and then 19 to 1976. I will see that is a 2 years difference. So within that 2 years, this computer was the best ever in the world. Is that okay? So what do they have in common? So they all have 2 years in the common during the year of what a production. That is what we are saying now. They have something like a common factor, right? So that's what we are calling what the common factor. So what to be the greatest, the highest among the two of them? Is that okay? That is what we are going to demonstrate in this video. And then before you can do that, you must know this is what we are going to use to determine that. You must know what we call a prime factorization. That is what we are using, factorization, right? So you must know how to use this. And this is what we are going to use to determine the greatest common factor among these things. And there's another way of doing that. That is a continuous division. And then we have a full video on that. So maybe I'll leave the link in the comment section below, right? Or in the description so that you can check that. But if you're already on this channel, I know that you ever seen that video before. So how do you do that? We use the marker to write against the board. So we are going to use the prime factorization to find the greatest common factor. That is one key, right? So one method here. So how do you do that? So this is how it goes. So maybe let's say we are going to do with the how do you call it, the 18 dealing with the 18. So here what we are going to use is what we are calling the factor tree, right? So you may check that video. Everything is in that video. We explain everything with example using a step-by-step tutorial. So with this one, what will be the breakdown here? So here in 18 you have 3 by 6, right? So 3 by 6, that's going to be 18. So with the 18 here, we know that this is a prime number. And then here this 6 is not a prime number. If you want to know why this is a prime number, this is a prime number, once again make sure that you check that video. So, okay, so here we are going to have 2, and then 2 by 3 is going to give you a 6, right? So with this thing, at this point we cannot break them down again. So this is the smallest prime number we can have out of this arrangement. So this is what we are calling what the factor tree, right? Maybe it looks like a tree. So obviously the design, right? So maybe that is how they came up with a name, right? So there's a factor. So how do you write your final solution? So we have 2 here by 3 and then by 3. So arrangement matters here. Okay, and check if that is going to be 18. So for sure that is 2 multiplied by 3, that will be 6 by 3, exactly 18. Is that okay? Now, the same scenario, you go for a 24. So maybe I guess you should pause the video and try a 24 and come back and come and check the solution, right? Okay, congratulations for just trying, right? So what will be your first step here? So the first thing you have to do is, I always advise my people to deal with the smallest prime number first. So here we have a 2, and then 2 by 12 here, that is going to be 24. And then 2 is a prime number, 12 is not a prime number. So we are going to break this 12 down. So that will be 3, 4, right? So someone can go for 2, 6, right? Nobody cares about that. Is that okay? So and then if you go down and then break this thing here, and then I have 2 and then 2. Right? Okay, so that is very simple. So here the prime factors of this are 2, 2, 2, and then 3 arrangement. Right? So you have, let me add this, 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 and then multiplied by 3. No, okay. There's another way of choosing these numbers, and that's why you need to check that video. It's very, very important, right? So try and check that. If you have any questions, so don't hesitate to comment in the comment section below for an assistance. But here, all that matters here is that if you are gaining some value from this video and you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may do that as soon as possible. All right, so since we have this thing, what do they have in common, right? So that's why the word common comes in. So common factor. Now that we find the factors here, these are the factors, right? So you have this is the factors of the 8, and this one is also for this. And then the common is the next thing here. So what do they have in common? They have 2 and 3 in common. I will say 2 is here, and then 2's are here. How many? 2, 3. Okay, and then we have 3 here also, and then we also have 3 here also. So they also have 3 in common. So here is the number things that they have in common: 2 and then what, and then 3. Right? So perfect. If they have 2 and 3, why are we multiplying? That is another question here. So to find the greatest, the answer to the greatest here, so the greatest here, that is where you need to multiply the things that they have in common. Right? So first you find the factors, and then we find the common, and then finally we are going to answer the greatest. So what will be the greatest? To find that greatest, so you have to multiply these two things here. So we have 6, right? So this is 6. So the greatest common factor among these two people here is going to be 6. Right? So having this 6 here, why are we saying that this 6 is the greatest common factor? Because 6 can divide these two people at the same time. That is the greatest of all factors among these two guys that have been produced into the market. If you get some value from this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So you may comment in the comment section below if you have any question for an assistance. So thank you for watching.